I'll now be discussing my artists of influence, which include Barbara Kruger, Ralph Ulsthofer, easy to say, hard to spell, Annie Laurie Erickson, and Sun Tzu, in no particular order because I got the order wrong. Barbara Kruger once said, "I just say I'm an artist who works with pictures and words," because that's what she does. And another quote is, "I try to deal with the complexities of power and social life, but as far as the visual representation goes, I purposely avoid a high degree of difficulty." So you can use that quote to refer to the cultural frame as well as the subjective frame, I guess, and probably not the subjective frame, I mean the structural frame. And she's also a postmodern artist, so there you go. Barbara Kruger is a legend. She was born in 1945 in the USA. She's very well known for her silkscreen prints, where she places a direct and concise caption across the photograph. She uses a monochromatic colour scheme and red for text boxes, her work instantly recognisable. She utilises tongue-in-cheek satire, which is evident in Untitled, I Shop Therefore I Am, which is undeniably one of her most well-known works. She adopted the More generation as a mantra for this work. Her work has expanded from prints to installation, video and audio works, as well as magazine design, which Barbara Kruger actually started out in before she became a famous artist. Her concept still involves social, cultural and political critique, so she's clearly using the cultural frame. She integrates confrontational images and captions together, creating masterpieces, which are simple but quite easy and easy to understand, but they also have quite deep metaphoric meanings. She combines tactics of appropriation with wit and direct commentary in order to communicate with the viewer and encourage viewers to rethink current contemporary circumstances. One of her quotes, in an article it was quoted that her slogans shake society. She says a lot of bold things that could offend people, but they're quite honest, and not really meant to offend anyone, but they're meant to make people think. She uses the font Futura, which is kind of an old one, and it's quite similar to the font used by Supreme, which caused a bit of a issue a few years back. She doesn't take her own images. She sources photos from American print media sources, showing the influence of American media on her work. Her practice. Kruger has a common theme or idea throughout all her works. In each individual work, she decides what she is going to focus on. Secondly, she researches the best ways to present the work, as well as current consumer-related issues, which she likes to focus on. She experiments using different pictures, choosing images which aid the focal point, the red text box, in getting across the point. She selects the best images for an artwork. In the case of I Shop Therefore I Am, this was an image of a hand, and she uses Photoshop to impose the text box upon the photograph. Her work is exhibited on a wide range of objects for I Shop Therefore I Am, including t-shirts, shopping bags, etc., which is definitely involving the audience a bit more and the world. Her works can be found on a wide range of art websites, including ACCA's gallery page, as well as her own website on the gallery subpage, and pretty much everywhere on the internet. Her artworks include, I'll talk about two, she's obviously got hundreds, but I Shop Therefore I Am, made in 1983, measuring 111 by 113 inches. It's a critique of capitalism. She used black and white photography, as well as a red text box and white writing. She used a silkscreen print, and her artwork was displayed also on t-shirts, shopping bags, and other consumer items. Her 1991 artwork at Mary Boone Gallery was Untitled. She made the gallery her canvas. It was a very confrontational artwork which involved printmaking. She used billboard-sized images colliding on the walls. Her signature use of red was prominent. She used quite controversial quotes across the wall, floor and roof, and her work is the perfect example of a response to new technologies. Ralph Ulsthofer, as you can tell, he's from Germany. He once said, "There is no location where art could not be presented." He also said, "A portrait should fulfill the task of expressing not only the representation of corporal similarity, but also the essence or personality of the person portrayed." Ralph Ulsthofer was born in 1966, and as I mentioned earlier, he was born in Germany. The mediums he uses include photography, installations, and the internet. These are all quite highly modern mediums and highly effective in attracting an audience, especially in this day and age. His installations on highways encourage drivers to stop and view the artwork, but I'm sure it probably caused a few crashes too. His artworks are some of the most viewed pieces on the internet. He concentrates on the human aspect of the subject, black and white photography allowing for a different dimension. Photographs are overlaid with the pictured person's information and their biographies, generally sourced from Wikipedia. So his practice, he first selects a celebrity and he researches the concept he wants to take. So the work is often making a statement about the person itself and a statement about how technology is constantly evolving, how it defines our lives, and how messages are replacing conversations. He researches a figure's biography, collecting fragments of words, phrases, and information defining that person. He uses white text, line by line, upon a black background, before adjusting opacity to ensure portrait of figure is seen. So basically, how I think he does it is he has a black layer, he has a white layer of writing, he magic wands that white layer, selects that all, select inverse, whatever. He cuts that out and out of the black layer, the black solid layer, then he overlays that onto the person. If you look at any of his works, you can see that the text is probably the most defining thing, and that black is it's like the person is second to the text, which is pretty cool. His work has been exhibited primarily on the internet. Text Portrait was his exhibition from August 2006, lasting 1,770 days. That was viewed millions of times and is, I think, maybe the second most viewed exhibition on the internet, if not the first. Images can be found on various gallery websites, including Loomis.com, as well as his own. Ulsthofer didn't finish that, but you can Google it. His artworks include Kate Moss, which was made in 2008 and measures 150 by 107 centimeters. His photograph, it was a photograph, and it's one of his most well-known pieces and was a part of his text portrait exhibition. It's actually become a symbol of his art making, so if you search him up, this will probably be one of the first results. The text inscribed on her face is her biography. It's a close-up of her face and bare shoulders only. It's black and white, and it's exhibited on the internet, as I said before. David Beckham's installation piece was exhibited at the Museum of Scotland in 2004, but it was created in 2002. It measures 10 by 10 meters, so it's pretty big. It's not life-size at all, It's a black and white series of installations throughout the museum. It's a close-up of head from bottom of chin to the top of the head. And it's overlaid with his Wikipedia info. Sun Zun, I hope I'm saying this right, maybe it's Sun Zun, but that's alright. I'll aim to be different every time, so that nobody can define me. I've made beautiful works and ugly works. I've made ferocious pieces, but also very gentle ones. Those were two quotes from Sun Tzu, which describes that his work is unique. And not just his work as a general thing, each piece of work is unique from the piece before, from the piece after. So he's quite a young and exciting Chinese artist. He's best known for his animations made up of thousands of ink paintings, charcoal drawings, and woodcuts. His films combine image, sound, text to raise questions about what we perceive as truth. He explores the slippery dynamics of memory, history, culture, and politics. His work often highlights differences between primary and secondary sources, concerned with the manipulation of history by historians. He searches for doorways into alternate realities. He creates work which expresses curiosity about the future and skepticism of the past. A lot of his work is dystopian, and yeah, that's quite a common theme, but every interpretation of this dystopian world is quite different. Again, very cool. Most of his work has been hand-drawn, generally done on bark paper. His animations are meticulously hand-drawn and personally filmed and edited to create stunning videos. There are many realistic pieces, such as 21KE. His use of bright colours offset by the use of gloomy colours, a prominent feature throughout many works. Blues, blacks, oranges, greys, and greens mostly used. Practice involves Sun Tzu beginning with an event occurring or Zun researching into past and discovering events that interest him. Secondly, he considers personal and historical information about this historical event, so primary and secondary sources. Also considering an artwork's location, budget, time, and the time it'll take him. And then decides on the material lastly. He experiments with a range of colours to decide what works, beginning with an initial sketch. He uses newspaper or canvas, most prominently, but can adapt to any material to create his artwork. Canvas is often mounted onto a wall, allowing the paint to drip, giving the work a unique abstract effect. When his work is on the floor, such as in the case of, I believe, Maniac Universe, it's stretched out on the floor, this 40-meter long artwork, and he pretty much immersed himself in it. He was on his hands and knees painting for a long time, probably hurt his back, but he really gets into it. His work was exhibited amongst other works, such as The Sleeper Awakes at White Rabbit Gallery with the Republic of Jinping, or in his own series commissioned by galleries. His work can be found online through several art websites and news articles. So his artworks I'll be talking about again. 21KE was made in 2010 and it's a video. It's an animated film based on research claiming the human soul weighs 21 grams, and this was said by Dr. MacDougall. It's a depiction of a surreal journey through the dystopian world. It's drawn with crayon, then thousands of images hand-shot and compiled to create animations. This was prepared by a team of assistants. Designs are woodblock prints, so any mistake requires him to restart. Thus, he makes his art with a high amount of accuracy. It was a 27-minute long video, so you can just imagine how many frames were involved in that, and the time that was put in. The second artwork is Maniac Universe, which was made in 2018 and stretches 40 meters long. It was painted on mulberry bark paper. It's made of 25 woodcut paintings compiled together with glow-in-the-dark pigment to create a botanical image. He uses a wide range of mediums. In this case, don't worry. In this case, a video, installation, drawing, and painting. He crafted it on the roof of a building. Zun sat on the bark whilst creating work, showing his hands-on approach to his art making. He incorporates many different creatures, and lights used in like a gallery allow the painting to glow, giving it a really unique effect. And my last artist of influence is Annie Laurie Eriksen. I don't have any quotes for her. She is an assistant professor of photography in the US for, I believe, Tulane or Tulane University. Her utilization of technology in her practice and as a concept of her work is admirable, and it makes her work unique. It's quite unlike many other artists. She's quite passionate about the internet and digital surveillance. These are two significant inventions which are impacting us today, and they're kind of stealing our information. So she's trying to get back at them by spying on them, which is really cool and a little bit illegal. She's been exhibited throughout the US and even worldwide, and she's quite highly successful for a 38-year-old photographer. Her approach to creating work is very much daring. She has faced threats from security guards, police, and even big corporations such as Facebook. Annie begins with an idea or location she wants to shoot, which she has chosen through research into the idea, location, and company. She then goes to the location. If she has not received permission to take pictures, she ensures she does this without attracting any attention to herself. She takes the images, ensuring they are suitable for editing to suit her series. She exhibits them through either gallery, her university she teaches at, or online through her website, or finally, social media. Her 2016 series, Data Shadows, was exhibited during January and March of 2016. It was influenced by technology and undeniably one of her most popular exhibitions and one of her first. It's made of photographs, and the photographs are a part of an installation. It's symbolic of the use of digital surveillance used on a global scale. There are images of the world's largest data centers, which were previously hidden, and the whole idea of this series was to uncover them. She uses eye tracking technology, which is engaging the audience through audience interaction. Their path of vision appears elsewhere in the exhibition, so they look into this eye tracking machine, and their eyes appear somewhere else, just to show the idea of spying, and you don't know it all the time. It has an incredible impact. It makes the audience rethink about how corporations such as Facebook and Google are looking at our data on a daily basis and what we can do about it. It just really makes us rethink how safe we are on the internet. Slow Light is her 2016 artwork. She used handmade artificial retinas to capture a formerly unphotographable experience. She uses after imaging techniques, rendering images as ghostly and mysterious constellations of light. The images evoke a presence and an absence. Images are of oil refineries. Due to 9/11 regulations, Erickson was warned to stop taking photos by police. This only heightened her passion to take images of these unphotographable subjects. I'm so sorry for stuffing things up. Thank you.